Hi, Vampyresskiss here. I'm here with Angel, and we're going to do a review on the Power Fryer oven. Now this is the big one. It looks kind of like an oven. It's supposed to be like a, well, it's an air fryer. I've always called them confectioner's ovens, but they call it an air fryer. It's the big one. It's 1700 watts, and I'm sorry that we're in my laundry room, but since the freezer caught on fire a few weeks ago, we now have a plug-in that we can actually run something that's as much as 1700 watts. Because before the freezer caught on fire and we didn't have a dedicated plug, there's no way we could have had something like this because it would have popped the circuits. So we live in a mobile home, by the way. Okay, so anyway, the Power Fryer comes with 4 shelves. I cooked in it last night, sorry. That look like this.
Need to move.
And it comes with, Vampy's not too good at this, because I actually try to stick these in here backwards. Okay, and then it comes with a tray that catches all the crumbs. This is a rotisserie for it. This is a rotisserie stand that also comes with it. Now the rotisserie is not something I would ever use because I have an actual rotisserie for my barbecue. So this part of it is not really something I need or would have wanted. I would have rather seen maybe some other bell and whistle other than this. But it comes with the instructions, which anybody that knows Vampy, she didn't read them, and 3 little cookbooks. One, it's supposed to do dehydration too. I didn't read about it, but if it says it does, I guess it does. There's the rotisserie one, and there's the just the regular one. And like I said, it comes with 4 of these. But for what I'm doing, I think I'm only going to need 2, because first thing we're going to try cooking is these seasoned French fries. They're frozen. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be basically used with fresh food or frozen food. But you know, for my purposes, I'm not a convenience. What is this food called, Jamie? Give me.
Fresh.
You know, there's a word for this kind of food.
Yeah.
Besides, I call it garbage, but other people call it something else.
I don't know.
I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, I don't usually cook this kind of stuff. So I actually had to go buy this sort of stuff today, and we're gonna be cooking several things. We did cook in it yesterday. I'm not going to tell you what happened yesterday. That was what happened yesterday made me decide I was going to do a review on this, because I thought it deserved a review. So now this is the way, if I was sticking them in an oven, a real oven that's a stove, that's the way I'd stick them in there. I mean, I wouldn't like do like one, you know, I would put them in there like that. So I'm not going to treat it any different than I would a regular oven. And hopefully the rest of these will fit on this shelf. These are, oh, you probably could read, yeah, they're not all going to fit on there. Yeah, maybe they will. Yeah, they will. Okay. I thought you were laughing at me.
No, I tried to remember the name of what they're called.
Yeah. Okay, so they're in the oven, and this door is kind of hard to shut. I think it's because they want it hard to shut, so it's sealed shut. And there's this little, I don't know if, can you see this blue? This is what you push. When you push it, it's like Christmas. It all lights up. Well, there's a little picture here that looks like French fries you'd get in a fast food place. So when you push that button, it sets the timer for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. And according to everything I understand about this, I've watched the infomercial about 8 times. They're supposed to be done in 15 minutes. So we're going to let this cook, and we'll be back in 15. We'll be back when the thing dings, and I'll let you see what they look like. Hi, we're back. It made its little beeping noise. Also, we remembered what that food's called. It's called processed food. So let's clear that up. We don't want to make any people out there that make processed food upset. So anyway, it's gone to 15 minutes at 400 degrees. And so, oh crud, I didn't bring a thing in here for,
Oh.
I usually use my shirt whenever I'm cooking, but I'll be a little classier today. Oh, I hate, she gave me this, I hate these things.
Oh, well, here's this. No,
Okay, this is after 15, oh, how close am I?
You're okay.
Okay, this is after 15 minutes. I don't know how you like your, I mean, they're hot. I will say that, because that was really hot to pick up. But, well, here, just a minute. I don't think you can hold that yet.
Do you want
You
a
want
plate?
to try it first to see?
I'll get a plate.
Oh, yeah, you get a plate for Angel. And then you try it, and I mean, the French fries probably going to be good, but what we're looking for is, you know, like if you were in a restaurant, crispiness, because this is supposed to be able to do like what a deep fat fryer would do, and it's supposed to make it crispy.
Okay.
So it's hot, it's very hot, so be careful. So that's the top rack, which I would have thought. Is it mushy?
Yeah, it's actually very mushy.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Yeah, see, it's,
Ah.
I don't know about, I mean, I know some people do like French fries like this. I personally don't. David doesn't. Casey doesn't. Jamie, she has dental issues, and so yeah, she likes her French fries kind of mushy like that. So that would
You
have been
want to try one?
so,
Try it?
just a second. So that would have been perfect for Jamie. So the recommended time was 15 minutes at 400. So we're going to go another 15 minutes. We're going to press the little French fry thing, and we're going to see what happens in another 15 minutes. You know, one thing I am going to say that kind of bothers me about this, because I do own another air fryer. It's a smaller one. It's the, I think the New Wave is the name of it. It preheats. I mean, it makes me wonder how this can get up to 400. I can't snap, my fingers are greasy from the French fries. You know, like that. Because there's no preheating going on here. So that makes me think that possibly some of that 15 minutes is actually being used to preheat it, and that's why it's not cooking, you know, for the full 15 minutes. Which, I could be wrong, I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, it says it's at 400. Now, my New Wave machine, it'll say, like if you ask it to go to 400, it'll tell you it's like at 350, 360. It'll count it up as it goes up. So maybe it does instantly go to 400. That's why it takes 1700 watts. I'm not sure. I'm as baffled as anybody else. So we'll let this go another 15 minutes. We'll come back when it goes beep, and I'll let you see what happens. Hi, okay, it went another 15 minutes, so let's see what we've got here. Oh yeah, okay, now, the top rack, I don't know if you can tell, it definitely looks a lot better. Oh yeah, and I call that a French fry. Here, where's your plate?
Right here.
Okay, make sure you blow on that. Yeah, these look a lot better. I mean, the underside of them is not quite as done. I just broke my arm. Kind of like, you know, when you do them in the oven. But Casey likes to read directions, unlike his mother. And he was telling me, you're not supposed to put more than 3 cups in here. And I'm not sure exactly what that means. Is that 3 cups of smashed down French fries, or 3 cups that the French fries would naturally make? Like, is there stacked in there? Is it crunchier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good. And then, see now, this is the second rack. Now I would call that not done. It broke. So, we got one rack done. See, and this machine,
Well, obviously all the air comes from the top.
yeah, and I thought it was supposed to be, I'm not even going to try to say that word. But I thought it was supposed to go, oh, these little grooves in here are just not friendly. No, seriously,
These
they're
little
really not.
grooves are not friendly.
But I mean, the fact that it comes with 4 of these I mean, wouldn't that say to you? It says to me that I can put 4 shelves in here, and whatever's in here is going to cook.
1, 2,
Well,
3, 4.
I don't know if it was because these are French fries. I don't know, but 2, and they were spaced. They weren't like on top of each other. They were spaced. There could have been another one of these in between them. Only this rack got done. So I guess we're not going to go quite 15 minutes on this. I don't. Okay. So we'll figure this out together.
Can I push it?
Well, just a minute. We go up here to 400, and then I guess go down on the time. I'm going to go another 10 minutes.
10.
Will it go on by itself? Yeah. Will it?
Press,
Yeah, it does. Okay, it goes on by itself. I was a little worried there. So we'll come back after the 10 minutes and we'll see if we have a burnt mess or if we have done French fries. But I would say these are, I'd call these almost
Can I have another one?
pretty perfect. I'm impressed with them. The only thing I gotta say that I don't like about it is that 30 minutes in the regular propane oven would have gotten me the same results for what I feel is less money because this thing is 1700 watts as compared to my propane. I don't know. I can't even begin to even tell you how much the propane costs to use, but so we'll be back in 10 minutes and see what this is doing. Okay, we're back. It just concluded the 10 minutes at the 400 again. So what do you think? You think we're gonna have Frenchy fries, or do you think we're gonna have limpy?
We're gonna have Frenchy fries.
Okay, let's see.
We hope
Yeah, he's right. It looks like so. 2 racks doesn't work very well, I would say, with French fries, because it ended up taking 40 minutes for these and 30 for the other ones on top. So I don't know if you could hear Jamie in the other segment we did. The air must come from the top of the machine, because I can see it doesn't come from the back of the machine because there's nothing back there. So,
And you know it wouldn't come from the bottom because of it.
because of the solid thing, you're exactly right. So I could kind of see where that could be kind of a,
Well, that must not circulate very well.
that's what I was just thinking. Okay, I'm going to set that right there. Okay, now we're going to try something different. These, I never buy these either.
corn dogs.
These are corn dogs. And they're not completely frozen. You can kind of sit and squeeze them a little bit. But yes, they are frozen.
I love corn dogs. You know that, everybody. I love corn dogs
And
very
we're going to
much.
put, I guess, maybe for this demonstration, or this whatever, this experiment, we'll put them both on one tray.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and because we already know it's the air for it is coming from the top.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say
the-
to separate them
Yeah,
together.
that's good. Yeah.
Separate them.
See, 9 years old and he's got this figured out already. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, now obviously corn dog is not one of the choices on here. So I think I'm gonna go like, what do you think, 375?
What does it say for the oven? Yeah, it says go by the oven directions sometimes.
Oh, okay. Well, I think this is microwavable though. Okay, it says, okay, just a minute, stop. We're not ready for you yet, sorry.
Nope.
350. If it says it is frozen, it'll take 15 minutes in the, not 15, 18 minutes in the oven. So, okay, how do you,
Probably press the power button.
The start stop button. I think you gotta hold it.
okay, it says off.
Yeah, that night mode.
Okay, did I anger it?
What happened? I'm going.
Why is there night mode?
So you can cook at night again.
Well, now what's it doing? Is it cooling down or something? Oh, it must have been like a cool down mode.
Okay. That explains.
Well, that was
So that 15 minutes and it accounts for.
okay. So we got to go up. Oh shoot!
part
What?
of the game.
I know it down.
Yeah, it is down. I was thinking that was the timer because it's at 18. So we'll do exactly the same amount of time it says on here for a regular oven. And we'll see what we end up with. So we'll be back in 18 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it only took 4 of us to do that.
Okay, the hot dogs, the corn dogs beeped, and they were at 18 minutes at 350 degrees. So I'm going to take one of them out of there, or I'll pull this out. I wonder if I can pick that up.
You can pick it up from.
I'll tell you one thing, stuff is really hot. It appears to be very hot when you open the oven and you touch anything. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to bite into it because I don't, like I said earlier, I don't eat this kind of stuff. I'm just going to cut this.
It's hot.
I don't know. We'll let him try it. Yeah. I should.
No.
Go ahead.
Touch the middle.
I can feel it. That hot dog is lukey warm at the most. You can hear the outside of it's nice crunchy, but the hot dog's not as hot as it should be.
Yeah.
Because I can feel it. Because I can stick my finger right on it, and it's not very warm.
Not burning.
Yeah.
Not burning.
Did somebody say something?
I said not burning.
Oh, not burning, okay. So, obviously they've got to cook longer. So now, we actually had some real instructions and we followed them according to what the manufacturer said in this air fryer. And that was all we had in there, was those 2 corn dogs. And it did not cook the corn dogs in the amount of time that it should have. I'm really disappointed. So what did that say? Come on, tell me. Okay.
350.
And I'm gonna go, not 15 minutes.
I would probably say 10.
Well, I'm thinking maybe, let's cut that in half. Let's try 7 and see what happens. So we'll try 7 more minutes and see if it can get, I imagine it's gonna get the one dog that I've cut hot, but yeah, and I'm thinking they're going to be too crisp too. So we'll see if I'm right or not. Okay, we just finished 7 more minutes at 350. These are the corn dogs. Oops, I'm not good at this. Okay. Ow. Yeah, like I said, this thing does get really hot inside. It's just not getting hot right, it seems like.
Can I close this?
Yes.
Then I have to push on it.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Okay.
I just like, boop.
That was good. Okay, so we're gonna cut this one.
Plate.
Okay.
Oh, no, yeah.
I don't know. If the inside of a corn dog is supposed to reach, considering it's considered pork, what, 140, 160, somewhere in there, I would say that this falls short. My finger is not a thermometer, but I can tell you that usually I can hang on to something like that. It isn't up to temperature, even though I have hardly any feelings in my hand. But one thing I did want to point out, which I did not catch until after the video was almost done last time, the corn dogs were in there with their noses pointing in that direction, and I didn't notice when he was eating it, but the very ends of the meat of the hot dogs were very much done and hot. They were actually a different color than the rest of the hot dogs, so I would say that the ends were actually more done, which means that the heat is obviously more concentrated towards the back of the oven, which that makes no sense. I know you can't see this and I don't really want to take you off the tripod. I'll just tell you, it looks just like a fan up here, probably about that big around. So obviously that thing must be like spinning around, and there's a heating element there. It looks just like, I haven't owned an electric stove for a long time, but it looks like an electric heating element up there. And I can't see the fan. The fan must be above it. That makes, you see, to me that makes no sense. It seems like if it's all over the top of this and the heat and the fan is above
I
it.
can see the fan.
Well, you can see, how big is the fan? It isn't that black thing.
It's like about this big around.
Okay, did it look like this, like a spiral?
Mhm.
Okay, he's talking about the heating element. That's the heating element. The fan must be above that.
That's what I'm saying. Because you said you couldn't see the fan,
Right.
and I see it up there. Just-
Above the heating element?
Yeah, look in the middle. You can see. Okay, come right here. Because I think you can see it a lot better.
Okay. He says I can see. Ow! That was nice. Okay, yes, you're right. Okay, what it is, it's a 3-bladed fan. It's 3-bladed, and it's made out of what looks like maybe stainless or aluminum. And it kind of looks like a propeller. And it's right, he's right, it's right above the heating element.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of makes me a little unimpressed, because I would think it should be more than 3 blades. But, you know, I'm not a designer or a engineer. So there has to be some reason for it. So anyway, I'm going to basically give you just a rundown of how I feel about this particular oven. I had said at the very beginning that I don't read directions, and I believe that most of America do not read directions, even though anything you ever buy always clearly states to read the directions. So I'm just going to state that right now. And I did say no, I did not read the directions. Well, while it was cooking and I was kind of saying to Casey, it doesn't seem like things should be taking this long, he said that if the oven is cold, you should add 3 minutes as a preheat, which, okay, I have issue with that. If the oven needs to preheat, then there should be a preheat already on the oven. That's my opinion on that. I know that, I'm going to compare it to the New Wave. It's an $89 product that I got from, it was either Costco or Sam's Club. It does have the preheat on it. And so, I'm not impressed that this doesn't have the preheat. And then definitely only the top rack seems to get done first. And even when I say first, the French fries still took 30 minutes, which if you took into account that the French fries went in there in a cold oven, that would have been 15, that would have been 18 minutes. You're still looking at 12 more minutes before the top rack was done. And then it was another 10 minutes before the bottom rack got done. That's longer than a regular oven takes. So I'm not impressed with that. And yes, there was a lot of French fries on that rack, but then again, to me, it just seems like if there's air going through this, it should be going all around the food. What? He's just eating. Enjoy. It should be going all around the food because it's called an air fryer. So it seems to me that you should be able to put 2 French fries on top of each other and get them done. Because you can sure get them done in a regular oven, 2 French fries deep. Okay, I covered that already. Okay, one thing I do want to say that's positive is that, actually positive, both things I cooked, neither one of them are, well, that's a little greasy, but not as greasy as it would be if you had done it in the microwave or if you did it in the regular oven. And the French fries weren't greasy at all. Like Casey squeezed his and you couldn't even see anything come out of it. Where when you do it in the oven, sometimes they are greasy. So that was good. And then Casey made a statement that the air fryer, it's called a power air fryer oven. He says it acts more like a broiler because since the top rack seems to get done before any of the other racks, and it should be, you know, getting both racks done at the same time. And the other thing is too, I don't see it as being family friendly. And what I mean by that is that, like, we have a family of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. I had to count. You definitely couldn't make something for 5 people inside of this. I mean, maybe, okay, I'll address that in a second too. But you couldn't make French fries for 5 people in this air fryer. So to me, it's not family friendly and it uses too much electricity. I addressed the uneven cooking. Oh, and also, this sucker gets really hot. It's not so hot right now, but it gets hot all around it. Of course, Casey said you can see vents down here. It's probably blowing out the air, and that's why it's getting so hot. But yes, it very much, I mean, even the sides, that sucker's pretty warm. You'd get burnt. A kid would get burnt if, yeah.
Ow.
Well, you can see. Okay. Point made here. So, I guess my conclusion is that I don't like this product. I just don't think it is as it was advertised. I mean, that guy, I don't know what the guy's name that does the infomercial. I mean, man, he seems to work miracles with it. And maybe you can if you're not using frozen food. But I am going to say this. If I own one of these, an air fryer, this air fryer is going to take the place of a deep fat fryer for me. So, like if I get frozen zucchini, or let's say frozen green, fried green tomatoes, or frozen, breaded green beans, French fries, that's what I'm going to cook in this. I'm not going to put a steak in this. I'm not going to put a hamburger in this. I'm not going to put whatever chicken. I'm not going to put chicken in this. I wouldn't use it like that. I have an oven, and I have a confectioner's oven that I would also use. Or I have a barbecue outside, which I prefer the most. So, for what I want this for, it does not work, in my opinion. My electric bill would be quite high, and I'd be standing here. Well, Casey pointed out, it actually took us over 2 hours to do the food you see in here. And all we got was a bag of French fries and 2 corn dogs. And it took us over 2 hours' time. So I think
corn dogs are good.
well, the corn dogs are good, so I guess that's a plus. But still, I'm not impressed. Was there anything else we talked about, Casey, that you wanted to add? Did I pretty much cover all of it? Nobody ever wants to talk
better
about
designs.
Yeah, better design. Oh, and I should say this. I did not buy this. A friend of mine gave this to me. If I'd have bought this and paid I think it's over $225 for this, something like that, I'd be jumping up and down like a frog right now because I would really feel cheated and used because it's not gonna do what I want it to do. And so the people out there that did buy this that would be using it just as I had stated, I would have used it. I'm sorry that you bought this oven, and I hope that maybe you can get your money back. I can't get my friend's money back because
It's been too long.
it's been too long. It actually sat in my living room for almost 5 months before I even opened the box. And anyway,
It might be good for a single person, but for a family, no.
yeah, maybe a single person or maybe like Jamie and Angel alone. But I can tell you right now, Jamie's a child of processed food. Well, not a child of processed food. She likes processed food, and she uses the microwave. Before she'd fire this sucker up, she'd microwave it. So I'm just being honest.
And
And
a
fair.
microwave with the same wattage would be like the
The
quarter of the
microwave
time.
is actually a lot less wattage. I mean, I
Yeah, but
hate
I'm
to see
saying
what.
a microwave of the same wattage.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think they make microwaves that are 1700
I think
watts.
1500 is
Yeah, I think maybe 15 might be the most. I mean, I did not go outside to see what my electric meter was doing because I just didn't want to know what it was doing. But I don't imagine it was,
It wasn't being none too kind to me.
Yeah, it was being none too kind to me. So anyway, in conclusion, if I was giving this stars on Amazon,
How many?
well, I guess I'd give it 1 star because the French fries weren't greasy, and also you can't do a review unless you give at least 1 star. So I guess we'd only get 1 star. After this cools down, it's going back in the box and basically going out in the shed because I have no use for it. So
Gonna get a lot of spiders in it.
I don't care. So I don't know if Power Air Fryer is the company or not. I'm sorry. Vampyresskiss has to be honest. You all take it easy, and I'll talk to you all later.
Bye.